Hi everyone. I have spent so long trying to get this YouTube live to work. Yesterday I thought you had to get like this encoding software. So I was downloading all these apps and none of them would work with my internet connection and my computer specs and everything. And turns out I didn't even need all of that software. All I needed to do was go to like a webcam option. I think it used to be like you used to be able to do these lives through Hangouts. And I was just sitting yesterday and obviously for a while this today trying to get these software things to work. So finally I'm on live, and the reason why I'm on is I have been on Facebook quite a bit, sort of the last week, chatting a little bit about getting back into maybe not, but kind of where people are at with their own fitness journeys, and obviously. We've always, everyone kind of ups and downs and whatever, but one of the sort of central themes at the moment for me is that it really doesn't have to kind of be perfect anymore. Like it just doesn't. I mean, life back then, as in 2012 when I was really high, doing a lot of training videos, that was easily maintained as my priority in life. Like fitness was my life. So now, sort of whatever that is, it's probably more than 5, it was 2019, it's like 7 years ago that a lot has happened, and I'm sure the same is for you. If you followed my channel for a while, or from the beginning or whatever, you know that it's very hard to get back into it, especially, and this is the point, especially when you're bombarded with people who, like me back in the day, it's so easy for them to make fitness and these training videos and everything seem to be so easy for them, and there's very little shown of people really struggling to be that, to get that result that you already see. So like if you're on Instagram, it's just such short space, videos and things, and all you really see is, okay, that looks really easy. And how do I get there is the question. It's like, oh, that's all very well for you, but like my life looks like this, and how am I supposed to make this work? So I'm kind of annoyed by that. I'm annoyed even at myself for being that maybe back in the day. But what I want to do really is invite you. That's what I'm saying. Join me over on, if you have, everyone basically has a Facebook account, right? So come on to Facebook and join my Fitness's free community, so free group over there. And it's / Be Fit for Purpose. If you don't, it's actually, well, I was going to link it into the description here, so we'll add that to the description. I can say it's basically Facebook. I'll put it in the comments here. Facebook, whatever, / I'll just put the / because I don't know if you can put direct links in here. / groups / Be Fit for Purpose. So it's now in the chat. Basically, what I'm thinking, and this is why I'm trying to get more sort of people coming in, and all with the same mindset. Like if you're kind of sick of seeing perfect people doing things, then how about I will revisit some of my old workouts as I am now. And when I was looking through old blogs and stuff the other day, I was thinking of putting something else together, but this came to me. I'm like, wow, I wonder if I could do these workouts now, and I wonder how it would actually sort of be. And then I would be, and inside my inner, actually the visceral reaction was, oh, cringe. Like I'd be too embarrassed to show that. But then I thought, these other comments that people have made to me from my email list, I recently reached out to people to ask them, like, what's your biggest struggle right now? Where have you been? How did you start out? Where have you been in the middle? And where are you now with your fitness? Because that's kind of the journey, right? There's ups and downs. And a lot of people were saying they're kind of sick of these big goals. Like people always have these massive big goals, and you feel like all this stress and pressure you put on yourself to like always be working towards something like a physical goal, instead of like, well, what if the issue for you is like you just can't be consistent for more than a month, and then something crops up. So it's like maybe having better tools or whatever to kind of adjust your expectations a little bit about what can actually work in terms of setting that up for you. So I'm going to revisit, I'm going to do like a 30-day challenge type thing, okay? And this is sort of just forming this idea, is kind of forming. It's going to be in that group. We're going to run it. I'm going to try to invite some people see YouTube is like the most, I don't know, it's like so many creeps on YouTube. So can you show me your biceps? Can you show me yours? So whenever I want to invite, this is why, come on into the group. It's a safe environment. There's no assholes in there, and we can enjoy a bit of community like we used to. So like on my TV, we used to have a lot of people reporting into doing my workouts or doing their own workouts, sharing what those were and how they were getting on with that. So maybe that would be kind of fun. I would be revisiting them. I'd be posting my video of my attempt at my workout. I would post a little bit of the smaller wins that you can have along the way, basically the struggle. And then we can kind of, I think, work toward kind of a fun event. So this is really all I wanted to, so Kelly and David, or sorry, Kelly, oh, it is Kelly and David, will definitely be joining in this group and your journey back to a fitness level that fits your life. Exactly. So it's about, where you're at that moment. So right then that fitness level fit my life, and now something else will fit my life, and it will change, and that's fine. So being kind of fit for life or whatever, but the point is obviously fit for purpose. So my fitness now kind of feeds into a lot of the other things that I'm doing. It helps me stay on track with other things, helps me run around after my 1-year-old, and helps me focus. Having that physical activity kind of helps me focus, burning off steam or whatever, stress and all of that stuff. The kind of Jennifer says, 100% agree with you. I felt the same way for so long. Okay, great. So it's not great that you felt like what ups and downs and stuff like that, but I think something more realistic, seeing something, giving an example, because another thing that weighs on me is the fact that I do have a daughter now, and I don't want her to have to, there's only so much you can do to protect people from, or children from, seeing all of the rubbish out there that's going to make them inevitably compare themselves to those people and think that that's some kind of realistic standard, and that what they're seeing, so like the outer presentation and the outer shell of this is the goal, but it's not. It's so much more than that. It's like, what does this give you back? So that what does this reinvest, the dividend back into your life, so that you can then do other things. So I think that one of the reasons I'm doing this, and I want to show kind of where I'm at, is that it's okay to not be like that. It's actually probably more healthy to be like that. And I'd like more examples of that in the fitness bubble. And if you have another example of this, then please do share. Another person I find kind of inspiring, more down to earth, kind of real, is Jessie Mundell. She does a lot of postpartum training and all of that. So I really enjoy her stuff. Let's see. Kelly and David say your videos were a great inspiration. Still use them as part of kettlebell training. We are now just getting back into the gym after having a daughter 2 years ago. So as I think that it's probably like a bit of a journey, isn't it? Like when you're in your, I don't know, like when I was in my 20s, a lot of things were about me and how I look and how I seem to other people. And, there was also a lot of compromises. Like, I wasn't aware of my own values and things, or my own value as well. And so I was kind of trying to, become something so that other people would be impressed or whatever. And I realized that that sort of seeking external, validation, all of that can just lead to more kind of feeling unsatisfied. So, like I said, having a child who's going to be watching to see how I deal, not just how I am fit, but how I deal with the inevitable negative cycle that some of us get into. And if you've already been like that in the past, like where you've, like me, worried about every time you go off track with your diet, or oh my goodness, I don't look that way, or oh my goodness, I can't train as much this week, therefore all my results are going to like magically disappear. And it's very stressful, but it won't hurt. Body image stuff, for me, I'm sure a lot of people, tends to rear its head whenever other things are bothering me. So like excess stress and all of that, that's whenever I seem to like almost avoid all of that stuff by focusing on, oh, I see now, and I need to fix this and fix that about myself physically. And so it becomes like something I can control whenever I'm facing things that maybe I can't control. And so that kind of, I see these lives, I lose track of what I'm saying, but I think you kind of get the idea. It'll probably come back to me, but I'm kind of getting used to that. I think it's like a mum brain thing. It happens a lot. Having a child definitely reprioritizes things. I think as well, I think another thing that does, not just necessarily having a child, but even before that, I started to see how I could look at it differently, because I had a lot of chronic pain over the years, and a lot of times where I couldn't train the way that I used to. And it took a lot of kind of internal work to see that it's not as big of a loss, as the fear of it was far greater than the reality of it once that sort of fitness had been lost. And what I'm finding now, getting back into it probably for, I don't know, like the third, fourth time in the last few years, is that the skills are there. So the skills to be consistent again, the things I know worked in the past to get me going again and to keep me going. And once you're back into like getting that momentum back, then there's other things that you start to notice what it is you're looking forward to again in your training, or what it is that is rewarding about it, not necessarily only about how much you weigh or your body fat and stuff like that. One of the things is I kind of look forward to is reaching strength milestones again. And things like pull-ups and so many push-ups and things are kind of fun, because I weigh a lot more now than I did back whenever I was able to do like loads of pull-ups or loads of push-ups. And recently I'm still able to do a decent amount of push-ups. And that's feeding back into like, what was I so worried about? And I think that all of those things are good to have. So I kind of get distracted by the comments. So I'm going to go pop back in here and see. Jennifer said we need more strong women representing women who have children, and those of us entering into new phases of our lives, or a new phase of our fit lives. Yes. Like perimenopause and menopause. My kids are growing up and my body is changing. Yes, that's another, like, because in My studio is the membership of My TV, and quite a few, in fact, a lot of the members are sort of 40s, 50s, 60s, and it spans across, and even like 30s and stuff. So people having or have had children recently, to people whose children are growing up. All the stresses of life are obviously happening all the time, but perimenopause is a big factor. Having more recovery, or needing more recovery, having a different design of how you're actually training and different focuses. And then obviously rest and how you're recovering is a huge piece, no matter who you are, what's going on. And I don't think that recovery is really talked about enough. Like in the Pull Up Academy, I do it's 3 main workouts per week for training your pull up. And I think a lot of people had been previously stalling in their progress because they'd been training so much, thinking that the more they did, the better it would be, or the more progress that they'd make. And what often happens is that a recovery piece is so out of balance with how much work you're doing. Your nervous system and your muscles and everything aren't getting that recovery, and even your mindset. So like you're doing something every single day, and you're kind of, the progress is minuscule, so small that you won't even notice it. It becomes so demoralizing that you're not really able to focus on the progress you are making. And I think that it slows down a lot quicker when you're not getting that recovery. But yes, all of these, I think these are the types of things, the struggles that is often lacking in when you see other like Insta people, and it's just not real life. It's just not. It's supposed to. It was like back in the day before I even started my TV, I used to feel the same way about people who left comments on bodyrock.tv. They used to ask, how can I modify this for my situation? I'm really overweight, I can't do these jumping exercises. And there wasn't a lot of feedback or kind of help there for those people. And it kind of made me feel bad for them not having that coaching part of it. Like, okay, if you can't do this, then there's a million other things you can do. And it doesn't mean you have to write off your entire workout because you can't do it exactly like this. Like, it's almost like the path to fitness is so narrow, or it's presented as such a narrow path that very few people seem to be able to walk that path. But in actual fact, there's so many more paths that you could be taking. You're taking your path. And I don't think that it's something that people should be left in the sidelines and saying, oh, I can't do this. So that's another reason I want to revisit these workouts, because I know I'm going to have to modify so many things to be able to do something like that workout or get some benefit from it. And so hopefully, if you're in that kind of boat, you're kind of not sure, I won't be able to do those workouts. Neither will I, exactly as they are, but I will try my best. And I think helping in the group, being able to talk more. So I maybe be able to do live calls in the group to answer questions about, hey, here's a few options if you need to modify this exercise. Because having lived with and continue to occasionally live with chronic pain, that's something you kind of have to know. Like, okay, it doesn't spell the end of this. It doesn't mean the end of this. And my life doesn't have to end. My life of fitness doesn't have to end. I just have to be more prepared to look at things from a different angle to see how I can make it work for me. Let's see. Kelly is agreeing with Jennifer. We had our child late in life. I'm 36 and it's David. Hello, David. And my wife, Kelly, is 40. She is a former marathon runner, strength trainer. She amazes me daily. So let's see. Elf. I'm not even going to try to say your username. Elf person. Oh, Elfo. Sorry. I thought I was anyway. So Elfo here. I'm in the US. Love your accent. Thank you. It's kind of gone a bit American now because I've been here so long. Channel videos meant a great deal to me in the last few years when I was very focused on my fitness journey. Life events, etc. have gotten in my way. It's not excuses, though. It's life, and we have to be a lot more forgiving of what happens. I have 1,000,001 excuses then, but it's just the reality of it. And I think sometimes the idea, so I've talked about this before, probably 3 years ago, I was talking about I did a bunch of We3s. It was We3 workouts. And at that point, I was finding it very difficult to keep on doing something consistently. So I made the workouts much smaller because I was thinking, like a lot of us, I think, do, that it won't count as a workout unless it contains certain things, or unless it lasts a certain amount of time, or unless I do so many a week. And so I set myself a goal to do 3 We3s a week. And that was, the We3 contained 3 exercises. It was a workout of 3 exercises and 3 rounds, or 3 sets of these exercises. And I did that for quite a while. And more recently, having getting back into it postpartum, I've had a lot of hip pain for a long time postpartum, until fairly recently. Thankfully, the start of this year seemed to improve a lot. But before that, I think it was the end of last summer, I was planning. All I wanted was something where I could do something once a week. The reason I decided that is because that's how I got started with exercise back in, I don't know, whenever I was like 19. When I first started doing something, it was like a circuit class at university, and it was once a week. And that got me so much stronger. Like, it took me a week to recover. I had so many DOMs. Like, every week there was something different and challenging, but I started to see improvements and getting stronger and feeling fitter again, with just something once a week. So, I mean, I don't see why it's a problem, especially if you're just starting out again. Jennifer loved the We3s. Yes, I did love the We3s as well. And it's, they're obviously, it's been a while since I've done any kind of workout videos online. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm going to be strategic in the workouts that I choose, so that basically, for the idea of a 30-day trial, it's going to be something along the lines of, per week, setting up so there's maybe 2 workouts, but then the rest of the time we can have other kind of focuses through the week, so that you're not only just having to do something like training every day, like an actual MyOhMyTV workout. I think that would be a bit much. I know it would be a bit much for me, but there might be some other things that we can kind of put together. So that this video doesn't go on so long, I intended just to be on for a few minutes, but now I think when I finally actually got it working, I just sort of haven't been on YouTube in so long. So so the link is, as I said, on Facebook. So once you get facebook.com/groups/be fit for purpose. So it's not like MyOhMyTV or anything, but I think if you go to MyOhMyFitness page, then the communities tab will take you to the group. Alfo says my favorite videos are the multi exercises, the complexes with reps. Yes, there was because there was like the double 20. I remember that, like, that workout nearly killed me. Double 20 kettlebell complex or something like that. Like, it seems like a lifetime ago. So when, first of all, it was whenever I was still in Ireland. So much has happened, and I'm sure the same is for you. So I do, come and join us in the group and all of that. And I'll pop onto YouTube as well. In the meantime, just kind of, because I'd like a lot of people who have, subscribe to my channel to get benefit from this too. And it might take a while to kind of reach people again, since I haven't really been around. So hopefully that'll all kind of build up some momentum for everyone again. It's kind of like walking down memory lane, nostalgic workouts. Let's revisit some of these. Yeah. So yeah, and you'll see plenty of that in this challenge. Oh my goodness, there's going to be a lot of swearing, I'm sure. What did I do the other week? Yes, last week I did like a finisher. It was like a We3 finisher in the gym, and it was 5 vertical pull burpee things. You remember the one that goes up overhead and then you do like a burpee type thing? So 5 of those into 10, what do you call it, dynamic squats, into 15 kettlebell swings, so just 2-handed swings. I did 3 rounds of that. I nearly died. I was like, thank goodness this isn't intervals, because I could just kind of have a little bit of an extra break. And I think the week before I did stand stands for some reason. It came upon me to do those. Yeah, those were death, and those were I did them body weight. I didn't even like. I used to do those with like a 20-kilogram kettlebell, but it meets me where I'm at now to do those body weight, and that's fine. No, thank you, LOL. Along to, or I'll too long from burpees. Oh, going real slow. Yeah. So one of the things I had to do last year, not last year, so 2 years ago, all the years, I don't know where they've all gone. 2 years ago, I had the adductor issue. Like, it was going on for like 2 years. It was just like, I can never do these like full range squats or lunges and things. So I got really, I guess, like, you just have to be more creative about how you're doing exercises. So I actually elevated, you probably know that, like, modifying the burpee so that you elevate your hands. That helps your push up be easier, and it reduces the squat. So if you're just kind of new to burpees, you can kind of start out with something like that. Full makeup. Yeah, I know, what's with that. Like, you that's one of the things that stops me doing sometimes doing videos, is that you set everything up in your mind to have to be a certain way. Oh, I have to, like, I go to the gym. The height of my makeup is my eyebrows. Like, I fill in my eyebrows and then go to the gym. If I'm not at the gym, I'll go to, like, I'll do workout in my pajamas. Like, and yesterday the reality was I went to the gym. I only had like 40 minutes to do my workout. And then so there was a personal trainer, he was like doing stuff with a client, and I was doing my own thing. And my top was gross. It was all, obviously sweaty. I was doing this finisher. Going home, got on, because my husband had to go to work then, and then I have the baby, and I'm with her all day. In her nap, then that's when I try to get some work done. So I was out with her then later on that day. We walked up past the gym because there's a couple of shops up there. I wanted to get some things. And the same personal trainer was walking back into the gym. And I was wearing the same outfit that I had been wearing that morning, sweating my ass off in the gym. And I'm sure he thought it was disgusting. And back in the day, I probably would have been like, oh my goodness, what's he going to think? And I'm like, he doesn't know. He just doesn't know the reality of my life. It's like, it's kind of funny because it's like, I think it's pretty standard. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I think I got like a 5-minute shower last night, and then that's just life. So I think that a bit more real life than people with sort of perfect, I don't know. It's obviously not perfect. Like, it. You just wish people would be more transparent about it. Like, I don't know. I won't even get on a rant about that. But my little one is coming up on 14 months. She'll be 14 months on the 12th. Yeah. But once the babies are in picture, a lot goes by the wayside. Yes, especially washing hair. The commitment required, the time frame required just to wash my hair, never mind dry it, is like a 30-minute shower. So yeah, that doesn't happen. Maybe every week and a half that happens. I find the sort of, I tell my husband, I'm like, okay, you need to look after her for like the next hour, because I'm going to have a proper shower. I'm going to wash my hair. Dry and combing it. Yeah, basically. I'm like, and then I sort of think, would it be better just to get my hair cut off, like really short? And I'm thinking there's probably more styling goes into a short haircut than just being able to like tie it back. Oh, don't tell me that, Jennifer. I'm like, when will she be like self-sufficient? Go, and at the moment she's going through like this clingy thing, where she's like she's just learning to walk. So she's often clinging onto my leg, and I'm such an introvert and easily drained kind of person. So this stage is really kind of wearing on me a little bit. But luckily she's a good sleeper, so it does give me a bit of a break. Oh my goodness. At 18 months? How did you cope? How did you cope? Oh my goodness. We were blessed with a good sleeper. But oh dear, every poopy vomit filled day will be a breeze compared to teens. When she's a teen, I will be I'll be almost, oh no, I'll be almost 50. I will be in my 50s, actually, early 50s, whenever she's in her teens. Won't I? 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, I will be 50 when she's 13. Hopefully I'll have a lot more wisdom and patience for a teenager. But then again, I might be thinking, can't I just retire from everything at 50? So, yeah, the sleeping thing is a nightmare. So, 30 minutes. Oh my goodness. I have another live to do over on Facebook. So I'm gonna pop over to my Facebook page and do a little rant over there after I get a drink because my throat is sore now from talking. When they're teens, they're still very needy, but they don't want anything to do with you at the same time. I remember being a teen, I was one of those. So I'm sure that I will get my comeuppance for being a nightmare teen to my mom and my parents. Some a-hole reminded me yesterday that my oldest will be driving in just a few years. Driving, and then you have to worry, all the things you have to worry about. So yeah, fun times when they're teen. Making sure I haven't missed anyone's comments. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm glad that I came on here because I'd love to, it's kind of like let's rekindle the energy of workouts in terms of my workouts and things, revisit a few, go down memory lane, kind of laugh a bit about how far we have come, perhaps in every other way other than our fitness, probably because of all of these things, but that we don't give up, that we keep trying, and that's the main thing. As soon as you give up, then that's obviously spells the end of that sort of part of your life. And in terms of fitness, it doesn't mean it ends forever, just maybe for that time until you get started again. So having that mindset of perseverance, not having to be, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to tick all the boxes all at once, but that doing something on a fairly regular basis, consistently, and zooming. And when I say that, I mean zooming right out, not seeing the day, the week, even how many times this week, but how many times in the whole year have I been able to train? Has it been consistent-ish through the year? And I think that that's kind of, I would be happy with that. That Jennifer's talking about live feed organites. I know I had actually thought about that. If I could get the one obstacle to this, although this YouTube live seems to be fairly good, so I don't know if you can, I think you can embed it on YouTube and stream it in that way, but it's getting the right signal to be able to film it out in the patio. That's where I would have to do it, in the patio. I could do like a round or something. I could do like a wee 3 and that could be it. But one of the workouts is maybe a bit shorter. I'll certainly do it, because I don't know about you, but I tend to take long breaks. If it's like, if I have a choice, say it's an interval and you have interval training and you have the choice between setting it for 3 consistent or continuous rounds, so you just get the same break between rounds, or setting it for just 1 round and then just restarting it for each round as you see fit. I'm at this as you see fit kind of stage. So I'll see what I can do about that, because it is something that would be fun, but it would be in the Facebook group, because I want people to sign up for being in the community, being on the same track, and we're all posting not posting our videos, but like you can post your progress, you can post things that you're kind of realizing, things that are going to keep you doing it, things that will help you be consistent. As you see, yep. as you see fit. That's it. So, folks, I'm going to head off here and hopefully see your names coming up for requesting access to my On My TV group. And I shall see you there. I will see you back here, I'm sure, at some point. But until then, have a great day and chat to you soon. Bye.